On November 19, 2026, something is going to happen that has never happened before in the history of entertainment. Not a game launch, an event. Analysts are calling it an economic milestone. Publishers have quietly cleared their release calendars for months in either direction. Economists have half-jokingly predicted productivity dips as millions of people find reasons to stay home. This is not hyperbole, and it's not fanboy hype. This is the measurable, documented reality of what GTA 6 is about to do. Over the next hour, I'm going to show you exactly why this game won't just succeed, it will change gaming forever. Let's be clear about what this video is and isn't. This isn't a breakdown of the map, or the characters, or the gameplay systems. I've covered those in depth elsewhere. This is about the phenomenon itself, the business, the records, the cultural weight, the industry impact, and the legacy. Why does one video game command this much gravity? Why are rival companies afraid of it? Why do analysts talk about it like a force of nature rather than a product? By the end of this hour, you'll understand GTA 6 not as a game, but as the single most significant entertainment launch of our lifetime. Everything here is built on real numbers and credible reporting, not vibes. Guinness World Records. Take-Two's investor guidance. Analyst projections from the firms that actually move markets. The documented history of GTA 5's 12-year reign. When I cite a figure, it comes from somewhere real, and I'll tell you where. Because the incredible thing about GTA 6 is that you don't need to exaggerate. The honest, sourced facts are already more staggering than anything the hype machine could invent. The truth is the story here. Start with the one number that reframes everything. GTA 5, released in 2013, earned $1 billion in 3 days, the fastest any entertainment product had ever reached that figure, faster than any movie in history. It went on to sell over 200 million copies across 3 console generations and become the most profitable entertainment product ever made, of any kind. Not the most profitable game. The most profitable anything. That's the record GTA 6 isn't hoping to match, it's the floor analysts expect it to obliterate. Sit with that for a second. Here's why that matters for the whole industry. Gaming is now bigger than film and music combined, and GTA is its crown jewel, the franchise that consistently breaks the ceiling of what's commercially possible. When GTA 6 launches, it won't just make money. It will reset expectations for what a piece of entertainment can earn, reshape how games are priced, redefine what an open world is supposed to be, and set a bar that every studio on Earth will be measured against for a decade. One game, that much influence. That's what we're going to unpack. So here's the hour ahead. We'll look at the records already broken before launch. The sales and revenue projections that sound made up but aren't. The economics of the biggest launch in history and the price debate surrounding it. Launch day as a genuine cultural event. The fear rippling through the rest of the industry. The billion-dollar development and the delays that built trust. The online money machine. The technical leap. The cultural mirror GTA holds up to us. And finally, the legacy, how this one game will define an entire era of the medium. Let's begin with the records that have already fallen. Before GTA 6 has sold a single copy, it has already rewritten the record books, and that's the part that should stop you cold. Most games break records after launch, with sales. GTA 6 is breaking them with marketing alone. The first trailer, released in December 2023, racked up 93 million views in its first 24 hours. That's not a gaming record. That's a record for any non-music video in the history of the internet, verified by Guinness World Records. A trailer for a game outperformed nearly everything humanity has ever posted online. Let that number breathe, because context makes it insane. 93 million views in a day, on a single official upload, before counting the countless reaction videos, re-uploads, and clips that pushed the real number far higher within hours. It shattered the previous record held by a MrBeast video, the reigning king of internet attention, and it did it with 90 seconds of footage for a product that wouldn't release for years. Within weeks, Trailer 1 crossed 200 million views. A trailer for a game. Behaving like a global cultural event, because that's exactly what it was. Then Trailer 2 arrived in May 2025 and did it again, on an even bigger scale. Released across platforms simultaneously, it pulled in staggering view counts within hours, well over 100 million across its first day when you count every platform it landed on. But the more telling metric wasn't the views. It was the reach beyond gaming. Mainstream news covered it, non-gamers shared it, and it dominated global social conversation for days. A game trailer became the biggest thing on the internet, twice, years apart. No other entertainment franchise on Earth can do that. Not Marvel, not Star Wars, not any album drop. The trailers did something else remarkable, they moved markets and music charts. When Trailer 2 dropped, it was built around a Pounding Club remix of an older track, and that song shot back up the global charts within days, a decades-old record enjoying a second life purely because GTA 6 used it. Think about that power, a game, before release, recharting music by association. And every trailer reveal sent Take-Two's stock climbing, because investors understand what the view counts represent, the largest pre-sold audience in entertainment history, waiting with wallets open. Here's what these pre-launch records actually prove. They prove that GTA 6's audience isn't something Rockstar needs to build, it already exists, fully formed, tens of millions strong, and rabid. Most products spend their marketing budget trying to create demand. Rockstar's problem is the opposite, managing a demand so enormous that a single tweet announcing a trailer date generates hundreds of millions of impressions. That's not a marketing campaign. That's a cultural phenomenon that markets itself, where the audience does the work because they genuinely cannot wait. And this is the crucial insight for understanding everything else in this video. When a game breaks the internet's all-time records with trailers alone, the sales records aren't a question of if, they're a question of by how much. The pre-launch hype isn't empty noise, it's a measurable, documented preview of the tidal wave coming on launch day. Every record you're about to hear projected for GTA 6's sales flows directly from this proven, recorded, world record-breaking demand. The trailers already told us what's coming. Now let's talk about the numbers launch day will actually produce. Now the sales projections, and I need you to understand these aren't fan fantasies. These come from Wall Street analysts, the firms whose job is to be conservative because real money rides on their being right. And even they are using numbers that sound impossible. Let's start with the launch itself. GTA 5 earned $1 billion in 3 days back in 2013. Multiple analysts project GTA 6 could hit that same billion-dollar mark in a single day, possibly its first 24 hours. One day to do what took its predecessor 3, in a market that's now vastly larger. The first-year projections are where it gets genuinely staggering. Analysts have floated figures of 40 million plus copies sold in year 1, generating $3 billion or more in revenue. To put that in perspective, $3 billion would make GTA 6's first year bigger than the entire lifetime box office of almost every film ever made. It would out-earn the biggest movie openings, the biggest album launches, the biggest of anything, in 12 months. And remember, these are the analyst numbers, the cautious ones. The optimistic projections go higher still. Why are these numbers credible when they'd be laughable for any other game? Because the install base is already there. 200 million plus people bought GTA 5. An entire generation grew up on it. Millions of players who watched GTA 5 content as kids are now adults with disposable income and a pre-order button. The audience for GTA 6 wasn't built by marketing, it was cultivated over 12 years of the most played, most streamed, most culturally embedded game of its era. Rockstar isn't launching into a market. They're collecting on a decade of loyalty from the largest gaming audience ever assembled. Then there's the multi-platform, multi-generational tale that keeps GTA games earning for years. GTA 6 launches on PS5 and Xbox Series consoles, but history guarantees a PC version later, likely alongside next-generation console re-releases. Rockstar selling the same game 2 and 3 times to the same eager audience. GTA 5 sold across 3 console generations over 12 years. GTA 6 is built to do the same or better. So the launch numbers, staggering as they are, represent just the opening chapter of a revenue story designed to run into the 2030s and beyond. And this is before we even count the online mode, which is where the truly obscene money lies. GTA Online earned billions over its lifetime through microtransactions and continuous content, a river of revenue that flowed for over a decade. GTA 6's online successor is being built from the ground up to be bigger. So when analysts project GTA 6's earnings, the boxed sales are almost the appetizer. The main course is a live-service money machine designed to print revenue every single day for the next 10+ years. The launch is a spike. The online is the engine. Here's the bottom line on the numbers. The only serious debate among analysts isn't whether GTA 6 breaks the all-time entertainment revenue record. That's treated as a near certainty. The debate is whether anything will ever break GTA 6's record afterward. This might be the entertainment product that sets a ceiling so high, no game, film, or album surpasses it for a generation. That's the scale we're talking about, not the biggest launch of the year, or the decade, but potentially the most commercially successful entertainment release in human history. Now let's understand the economics that make a launch this size possible, and the price debate raging around it. Let's talk about the money it took to make this, because GTA 6 isn't just the biggest earner in history, it's almost certainly the most expensive entertainment product ever created. Reports peg the combined development and marketing budget at over $1 billion, and some estimates run higher. To make a game, before selling a copy, Rockstar spent more than the entire production budget of the biggest Hollywood blockbusters combined. That figure alone tells you this isn't a normal product. It's a moonshot only one company on Earth had the resources and the nerve to attempt. Where does $1 billion go? Into scale no game has ever attempted. Rockstar merged its global studios Edinburgh, San Diego, Toronto, New England, India, and more into a single worldwide team, thousands of developers strong, all feeding one game for the better part of a decade. That's thousands of salaries, across years, on multiple continents, building the densest world ever made. Add the motion capture, the voice acting, the licensed music budget rumored to be the largest in gaming history, and the marketing behind those record-breaking trailers, and the billion-dollar figure starts to make sense. The development philosophy is worth understanding because it shaped the cost. After criticism over brutal crunch on Red Dead Redemption 2, Rockstar publicly restructured its culture, aiming to build this game without breaking its people. More humane development takes more time and more money, but it also, arguably, produces better work and protects the studio's most valuable asset, the talent that makes Rockstar magic possible. That decision added to the budget and the timeline, and it's part of why the game costs what it costs and took as long as it did. Quality and care aren't cheap. Here's the economic reality that justifies the insane spend. $1 billion budget sounds reckless until you remember GTA 5 earned that back in 3 days and went on to make many billions more over 12 years. For Take-Two, GTA 6 isn't a gamble, it's the safest large bet in entertainment. The company has staked its future, its stock price, and its identity on this release precisely because the franchise's track record makes the enormous investment rational. When the downside is still historically profitable, spending $1 billion to make the biggest thing ever is just good business. But the ripple effects on the industry are profound, and not entirely healthy. When one game can cost $1 billion and earn many more, it raises uncomfortable questions for everyone else. Budgets across the industry have balloon-chasing blockbuster ambition, and most studios can't sustain it, hence the waves of layoffs and closures across gaming in recent years. GTA 6 is the ultimate expression of the AAA blockbuster model: enormous cost, enormous risk, enormous reward. It works spectacularly for Rockstar. Whether it's a healthy model for the wider industry is one of the biggest questions gaming faces. And this feeds directly into the most heated debate around GTA 6's economics: the price. When a game costs $1 billion to make, someone has to pay for it, and for 2 years, analysts have floated the idea that GTA 6 could be the game that finally pushes the standard price past the traditional ceiling, to $80, $90, even $100. Take-Two's leadership has praised the concept of variable pricing while confirming nothing. It's the debate that reveals how GTA 6's economics could reshape what every game costs going forward. So let's dig into that price question, because it matters more than you think. The price of GTA 6 has become gaming's favorite argument, and it's more important than a number on a store page, because whatever Rockstar charges, the entire industry will likely follow. For years, the standard price of a big game held at $60, then crept to $70. Analysts have spent the run-up to GTA 6 speculating that this could be the title that breaks through to $80, $90, or even $100 for a standard edition, arguing that a product this ambitious justifies it and that no game has more pricing power. If any game can charge more, it's this one. The argument for a higher price is straightforward. Games cost far more to make than they did a decade ago, while the base price barely moved, squeezed further by inflation. GTA 6, with its billion-dollar budget and unmatched demand, is the perfect candidate to test the market's ceiling. Rockstar could charge more than any game before it and still sell tens of millions of copies on day one. The demand is so inelastic, so many people will buy it at almost any price, that from a pure business standpoint, a premium price is the obvious play. Leave money on the table, and shareholders ask why. The argument against is about goodwill and precedent. Rockstar knows GTA 6 will be a cultural moment, and a punishing price could sour the celebration, generate backlash, and hand critics an easy story. There's also the long game. The real money is in the online mode and years of microtransactions, so pricing the entry point aggressively might not even be worth the reputational cost. Some believe Rockstar will keep the base game accessible precisely to funnel the largest possible audience into the online ecosystem, where they'll spend for years. Get them in the door cheap, then sell them the decade. Then there's the edition strategy, which is where the real money maneuvering happens. Regardless of the base price, expect a tiered lineup, a standard edition, deluxe and collector's editions with physical goodies, and premium tiers bundling online currency and early access. This is how modern blockbusters extract maximum revenue, not by pricing the base game sky high, but by offering superfans progressively more expensive ways to spend. The $100 question might be answered not by the standard edition, but by a $200 collector's box that sells out instantly. The price debate is really a packaging debate. Take-Two's leadership has played this masterfully, staying deliberately vague. Executives have spoken approvingly of variable and dynamic pricing, charging what a product is worth to each buyer, while committing to no specific number. That ambiguity is strategic. It keeps the conversation alive, gauges public reaction, and preserves flexibility. Every interview where they decline to confirm the price is another free news cycle. Rockstar and Take-Two understand that even the uncertainty around GTA 6's price is a marketing asset, keeping the game in headlines month after month. Here's why this matters beyond your wallet. Whatever GTA 6 charges will become the new normal. If it launches at $80 or $90 and sells record numbers, every major publisher gets permission to raise their prices too, and the whole industry's cost structure shifts overnight. GTA 6 has the unique power to move the entire market's pricing simply by existing at a certain number. That's influence no other game has ever had. History, though, suggests one thing: whatever they charge, day one demand will make it look like a bargain in hindsight. Now let's step away from spreadsheets and look at what launch day will actually feel like. Picture November 19, 2026, not as a release date, but as a day the world partly stops. Because that's what analysts and industry watchers are genuinely predicting. Midnight launch lines we haven't seen since the console war heyday. Streaming platforms bracing for record concurrent viewership as millions tune in to watch the first hours simultaneously. Social media saturated with a single topic. For a stretch of that week, the biggest entertainment story on planet Earth will not be a film, a war, or an election. It will be a video game. And that has almost never been true before. The productivity angle is only half a joke. Commentators have seriously suggested measurable dips in workplace attendance and output around launch, the way major sporting events or blockbuster premieres cause them, except sustained over days, because you can't finish GTA 6 in an evening. Companies may find a suspicious number of sick days. Schools will feel it. It sounds absurd, but it's the natural consequence of tens of millions of people simultaneously wanting to be somewhere that isn't work or class. When one product commands that much collective attention, it bends the rhythm of ordinary life. Consider the sheer logistics of a launch this size. Digital storefronts will strain under preload demand for a game rumored to exceed 150 gigabytes. Retailers will sell out of physical copies and collector's editions instantly, and scalpers will pounce. Console sales will spike as people upgrade specifically to play it. GTA 6 will sell PS5s and Xbox Series consoles by the truckload, a game single-handedly moving hardware years into a generation. The infrastructure of the entire gaming ecosystem will be tested by one release, the way a stadium is tested by a championship game. The streaming and content explosion will be unprecedented. Every major streamer and content creator will drop everything to cover launch, first playthroughs, reactions, guides, hot takes, because GTA 6 will be, for weeks, the single most valuable content opportunity on the internet. The viewership numbers will rewrite platform records. And this creates a self-reinforcing spectacle. The more people watch, the more people buy, the more people stream, in a loop that amplifies the launch into something bigger than the sum of its sales. GTA 6 won't just be played. It'll be performed, broadcast, and watched by an audience larger than most television events. There's a generational dimension that makes this launch uniquely emotional. The people buying GTA 6 at midnight include those who were kids when GTA 5 launched in 2013, who grew up watching it, who waited through their entire adolescence for the sequel. For a huge slice of the audience, this isn't just a game release, it's the payoff of a wait that spanned a formative chunk of their lives. That emotional investment turns launch day from a transaction into a milestone, a shared generational moment, the kind of thing people will remember where they were for. And here's what makes it historically significant. There have been massive game launches before, but never one that transcended gaming this completely, that commanded mainstream cultural attention on this scale, that functioned as a genuine society-wide event. GTA 6's launch will be a marker in time, a moment when a video game was, unambiguously, the biggest thing in the world. That's a first for the medium, proof that games have become the dominant cultural force of the century. Launch day isn't just about GTA 6. It's about gaming itself arriving at the center of the culture. Now let's look at how the rest of the industry is reacting to this force, with genuine fear. Here's a fact that tells you everything about GTA 6's power. Other game companies are afraid of it, and they're rearranging their entire business plans to avoid it. This isn't speculation, it's observable industry behavior. Publishers have been quietly shifting their release dates away from GTA 6's launch window, clearing a wide berth in both directions. Nobody wants to release their game into the gravitational field of the biggest launch in history, because they know it will be crushed, starved of attention, sales, and streaming coverage in a market that will have eyes for one thing only. This phenomenon has a name in the industry now, the GTA 6 effect. When Rockstar even hints at a release window, competitors scatter. A launch date near GTA 6 is considered commercial suicide, because for weeks around it, the oxygen in the entire gaming market gets consumed by a single title. Analysts have noted that GTA 6's release could effectively define the release calendars of the entire industry for that year, everyone else planning around the immovable object. No other game has ever had the power to bend a whole industry's schedule to its gravity. That's not a competitor. That's a force of nature. The fear is rational, because the attention economy is zero-sum. There are only so many hours, so much money, and so much streaming bandwidth. When GTA 6 launches, it won't just take its share, it'll take almost everyone's. Players who might have bought 3 games that season will buy GTA 6 and disappear into it for months. Streamers who might have featured a dozen titles will feature one. The result is a market where, for a significant stretch, being adjacent to GTA 6 means being invisible. Smart competitors don't fight that. They wait it out. But the industry impact runs deeper than release schedules. Every open-world game for the next decade will be measured against Leonida, its density, its simulation, its fidelity. That's terrifying for studios that can't match $1 billion budget, and clarifying for the giants who now know exactly what bar they're being held to. GTA 6 will raise player expectations across the board, and games that would have been considered impressive will suddenly feel dated by comparison. Rockstar isn't just winning the generation. They're redefining what good enough means for everyone else, whether those studios like it or not. There's an economic anxiety layer too. If GTA 6 proves that players will pay a premium price and spend for years in an online ecosystem, publishers everywhere will chase that modeled bigger budgets, higher prices, more aggressive monetization. GTA 6's success could accelerate industry trends that many players dislike, precisely because it makes them look profitable. The game's influence isn't only creative, it's structural, potentially reshaping how the whole industry prices and monetizes its products. When the biggest player sets the template, everyone copies the template. And yet there's a hopeful reading too, worth holding on to. GTA 6 arrives at a moment when gaming badly needs a win. Years of layoffs, closures, and unfinished cash grab releases have battered player trust. Rockstar is one of the only studios on Earth with the resources and the patience to ship a game only when it's truly ready. If GTA 6 delivers on its promise, it could remind the entire industry, publishers, developers, and players what's possible when a studio prioritizes quality over quarterly results. In that sense, GTA 6 isn't just a threat to the industry. It's a challenge to be better. Now let's understand the 12-year wait that built this moment. To understand why GTA 6 carries this much weight, you have to understand the wait, because 13 years between mainline entries is almost unheard of, and that gap is a huge part of the phenomenon. GTA 5 released in September 2013. GTA 6 releases in November 2026. For over a decade, the biggest franchise in gaming released no new mainline entry, and that drought created a pressure and anticipation that has no real parallel in entertainment. Imagine your favorite film series going 13 years between installments while only getting more popular. That's the GTA 6 wait. What makes the wait extraordinary is that GTA 5 refused to fade during it. Most games have a shelf life of months. GTA 5 stayed near the top of the sales charts for 12 straight years, carried by GTA Online, selling to new console generations and new players who weren't even born when it launched. The franchise didn't go dormant and get rediscovered, it stayed dominant the entire time, which meant the hunger for a sequel didn't fade either. It compounded. Every year GTA 5 stayed on top was another year of demand building for whatever came next. Rockstar's silence during those years was legendary and strategic. In an industry where studios announce games 5 years early, Rockstar said nothing, no teasers, no interviews, no hints, 4 years after GTA 5. That silence became a phenomenon of its own. Fans dissected every job listing, every trademark filing, every cryptic detail for clues. Fake leaks became a cottage industry. The absence of information created a vacuum that the community filled with obsessive speculation, and that obsession kept the franchise culturally alive even with nothing new to show. Rockstar turned saying nothing into the most effective marketing imaginable. The wait also transformed the audience itself. A child who played GTA 5 at 10 years old in 2013 is a 23-year-old adult in 2026, with a job, disposable income, and 13 years of accumulated anticipation. The audience didn't just wait, it grew up, got richer, and got more invested. An entire generation came of age with this franchise as a fixture of their lives, and now they're arriving at GTA 6's launch as adults ready to spend. The wait didn't shrink the audience through fatigue. It matured it into the most valuable customer base in entertainment. There's a psychological dimension to the wait that fueled the frenzy. The GTA 6 community became a monument to collective anticipation, thousands of people analyzing trailer frames for release date clues, tracking Rockstar's every move, turning minor website updates into conspiracy theories. It sounds excessive, but it reveals something real. No product on Earth commands this level of devoted, sustained obsession. The wait created a fanbase that treats GTA 6 not as a purchase they're considering, but as an event they've organized their expectations around for years. That's a rare and powerful thing. And here's the payoff that makes the wait matter. All that pent-up demand, all that compounding anticipation, all those years of a hungry audience with nowhere to spend their GTA love, it releases at once on November 19th. The wait didn't just delay GTA 6. It supercharged it, converting 13 years of longing into the largest pre-sold audience and the most explosive launch demand in entertainment history. The length of the wait is directly proportional to the size of the eruption coming. Rockstar made the world wait, and in doing so, made the payoff bigger than any game before it. Now let's look at what they built with all that time and why the delays were worth it. The delays deserve their own chapter, because how Rockstar handled them is a masterclass and a big reason the trust around GTA 6 is so unshakable. GTA 6 was delayed more than once. Originally expected in 2025, it moved to spring 2026, then to November 19, 2026. In the hands of almost any other studio, multiple delays would breed doubt, cynicism, and declining confidence. For GTA 6, they did the opposite. Each delay was met with disappointment that evaporated within days, replaced by renewed faith. That's an extraordinary thing, and it's worth understanding why it happened. The reason is credibility earned over decades. When Rockstar says a game needs more time to meet the quality players deserve, people believe them because Rockstar has a track record of delivering genre-defining masterpieces and a reputation for polishing to a shine no competitor matches. Red Dead Redemption 2 was famously delayed, and the result justified every extra day. So when GTA 6 slipped, fans didn't hear incompetence. They heard it's going to be even better. The delays became reassurance rather than warning, proof that Rockstar refused to ship anything less than perfect. The two trailers were crucial to this dynamic. Because Rockstar had shown footage of such staggering quality, footage that ran on a base console and made people question whether it was real, the delays felt earned. You could see what they were protecting. A studio delaying a game that looks mediocre invites doubt. A studio delaying a game that already looks impossible invites patience. The trailers bought Rockstar essentially unlimited goodwill on the timeline, because the evidence of quality was right there, undeniable, making the case for the wait better than any press release could. Contrast this with the broader industry, where delays and broken launches have become a plague. Players have been burned repeatedly by games shipped unfinished to hit a date, full of bugs and broken promises. That pattern has made the gaming public deeply cynical about release schedules. Rockstar's willingness to delay, to eat the short-term disappointment and stock dip rather than ship something unpolished, stands in stark, deliberate contrast. In an era of rushed, broken launches, a studio that says we'd rather be late than bad reads is principled. The delays actually enhanced Rockstar's reputation for integrity. The community's response to the delays revealed the depth of the trust. Yes, there was gallows humor, jokes about aging into retirement before Vice City loads, memes about the endless wait. But underneath the jokes was certainty. Almost nobody doubted the game would come, or that it would be extraordinary when it did. The delays became a shared community ritual rather than a crisis of faith. That's the mark of a franchise that has earned something rare, an audience that gives it the benefit of the doubt automatically, even after being made to wait again and again. Here's the strategic genius of it all. Each delay kept GTA 6 in the headlines, generated another news cycle, and reinforced the perception that Rockstar cares about quality above deadlines, which is exactly the perception that justifies a premium price and builds decade-long loyalty. The delays weren't just about finishing the game. They functioned, intentionally or not, as ongoing proof of Rockstar's values, deepening the trust that makes GTA 6's audience so devoted. A delay that strengthens your brand is a rare thing. Rockstar pulled it off repeatedly. Now let's talk about the machine that will keep GTA 6 earning for a decade, the online money engine. If you want to understand why GTA 6 will change gaming forever, you have to understand GTA Online, the most profitable accident in entertainment history. When GTA 5 launched in 2013, its online multiplayer mode was almost an afterthought, a rough addition to the main game. It became a phenomenon that earned billions of dollars over the following decade through microtransactions, kept GTA 5 relevant for 12 years, and quietly funded Rockstar's ability to spend $1 billion and take all the time in the world on GTA 6. The online mode didn't just make money. It rewrote Rockstar's entire business model. Think about what GTA Online proved, that a single game could become a permanent, evolving platform rather than a one-time purchase. Players didn't buy GTA 5 and move on, they stayed for years, spending on virtual cars, properties, and businesses, returning for each new content update. This is the live service dream that the entire industry has been chasing ever since, mostly unsuccessfully. Rockstar didn't just achieve it, they achieved it at a scale and for a duration nobody has matched, turning one game into a decade-long revenue engine that printed money every single day. Now understand that GTA 6's online mode is being built deliberately to surpass all of that. Where GTA Online was an accident bolted on after launch, GTA 6's Online is premeditated, designed from the foundation up as the centerpiece of the whole enterprise. Take-Two has confirmed Online is central to the plan. Every design choice in Leonida, the multiple regions, the property systems, the economies, appears built with a decade of multiplayer in mind. Rockstar took everything they learned from 12 years of GTA Online and engineered the sequels online to be bigger, deeper, and more lucrative from day one. The creator economy is the piece that could make GTA 6's Online genuinely revolutionary. Rockstar acquired the team behind 5M, the roleplay mod that turned GTA 5 into the biggest improv theater platform on the internet, where streamers played elaborate characters for millions of viewers. That acquisition signals official support for roleplay and user-created content in GTA 6, Rockstar's answer to the user-generated universes that dominate gaming's youngest audiences. If they deliver, GTA 6 Online becomes not just a game but a platform, a place where creators build experiences, and that platform potential is where the truly astronomical, self-sustaining revenue lies. The financial implications are staggering when you extrapolate. If GTA Online earned billions over 12 years as an afterthought, a purpose-built GTA 6 Online with a larger audience, a creator platform, and a decade-plus roadmap could earn multiples of that. This is the revenue stream that makes the billion-dollar budget look trivial and the launch numbers look like just the opening act. Boxed sales are a one-time spike. The online is a river that flows for a decade, and Rockstar has engineered GTA 6's river to be wider than any before it. This is the real long-term money. And here's the industry-changing part. GTA 6's online success or failure will influence how every publisher approaches live service for the next decade. If Rockstar demonstrates that a premium single-player experience and a thriving decade-long online platform can coexist in both print money, it validates a model everyone will chase. GTA 6 has the potential to define not just what games are, but what the business of games looks like into the 2030s. The online mode is the engine that turns GTA 6 from the biggest launch in history into the biggest ongoing entertainment enterprise in history. Now let's examine the technical leap that made all of this possible. Now the technical leap, because GTA 6 isn't just bigger commercially, it represents a generational jump in what games can render, and that has consequences far beyond one title. When Trailer 2 arrived, showing footage captured on a standard PlayStation 5, the reaction split into two camps, awe and disbelief. Digital Foundry, the industry's technical authority, called it a generational leap. A vocal contingent simply refused to believe it was real-time console footage, insisting it had to be pre-rendered or running on impossible hardware. That disbelief is itself the story. GTA 6 looked so advanced that people couldn't accept it was running on the console in their living room. The specifics are what melted people's brains. Skin that reacts to sunlight and sweat. Individual strands of hair moving in the wind. crowds of hundreds of unique people on a single beach, each animated separately. Physics on muscle and fabric closer to an animated film than a game. Water, weather, and lighting rendered with a fidelity that outclassed everything on the market. And Rockstar confirmed it ran on a base PS5, not a high-end PC, not a dev machine, but the standard console millions of people already own. That confirmation transformed the trailers from impressive to almost unbelievable. What makes this achievement matter for the industry is what it does to expectations. Once players see hundreds of individually simulated NPCs on a beach, a game with sparse, repetitive crowds feels dated. Once they see GTA 6's lighting and physics, lesser open worlds look flat by comparison. GTA 6 effectively resets the visual and technical baseline for the entire medium. Every studio now knows what's possible on current hardware, and every game after GTA 6 will be judged against that new standard, a standard most studios lack the resources to reach. That's a generational reset, and it's brutal for the competition. The technical accomplishment is a direct product of the resources we've discussed, the billion-dollar budget, the thousands of developers, the years of development. This is what happens when the most profitable studio on Earth points essentially unlimited resources at a single game for the better part of a decade. Nobody else can spend like this, which is precisely why nobody else can match it. GTA 6's technical superiority isn't just talent, it's the visible result of an investment no competitor can afford. The graphics are a flex of financial power as much as engineering skill. There's an honest caveat here, and I'll give it fairly. Trailer footage represents best-case scenarios, and veteran developers have raised legitimate questions. What frame rate does it run at? How much of that crowd density survives into actual gameplay? What compromises did 5-year-old console hardware force? These are real questions that only reviewers with hardware time can answer. The gap between a captured trailer and 40 hours of play is where technical disappointment sometimes lives. Skepticism is warranted until the game is in hands, and I won't pretend otherwise. But here's why I lean optimistic, and why the technical leap likely holds. Rockstar has done this before. Red Dead Redemption 2 running on a base PlayStation 4 remains one of gaming's genuine technical miracles, a game that looked impossible on the hardware it ran on. GTA 6's ambition is a class above, but so is the hardware and so is the budget. If any studio on Earth can deliver a generational technical leap that survives contact with real gameplay, it's the one with the best optimization track record in the business. And if they do, GTA 6 won't just raise the bar, it'll drag the entire medium's technical ambitions forward with it. Now let's talk about the cultural mirror GTA holds up to us. GTA has never just been about crime, it's always been a mirror held up to America, and GTA 6's reflection might be its sharpest yet. Every entry has captured and satirized its cultural moment. The original Vice City skewered the cocaine-soaked, television-obsessed 1980s. San Andreas parroted the gangsta rap 1990s. GTA 4 dissected the immigrant's American dream in a post-9/11 Liberty City. GTA 5 eviscerated the shallow, post-financial crash culture of 2013, social media, celebrity worship, tech bro excess. GTA's real product isn't crime. It's cultural commentary, disguised as a crime game, sharp enough to make you laugh and wince at once. GTA 6's cultural moment is the age of the algorithm, and it's aiming directly at us. The trailers made it explicit, this is a world of influencers, streamers, viral clips, clout chasers, and everyone filming everything on their phones. Where the original Vice City parodied the era through television, GTA 6 parodies our era through the screen in your hand. The in-game social network, the fame economy, the surveillance, it's all a lens on the influencer age, the attention economy, the way we perform our lives for cameras. GTA 6 isn't just set in the present. It's about the present, and it doesn't flatter us. This matters because it's what elevates GTA from entertainment to cultural artifact. Video games are rarely credited as serious social commentary, but GTA has spent 25 years being exactly that, a satirical portrait of America that reaches an audience larger than any novel, film, or television show. When hundreds of millions of people experience a biting satire of influencer culture, surveillance, and the hollowness of internet fame, that satire enters the culture at a scale most artists can only dream of. GTA 6 will be one of the most widely consumed pieces of social commentary of the decade, whether critics take it seriously or not. The satire is also perfectly timed to be provocative, which guarantees impact. GTA 6's parody of influencer culture will needle the very influencers who profit from covering it. Its Florida setting satirizes a state that spent years as America's political meme factory. Its themes touch surveillance, fame, class, and the American dream at a moment when all of them are raw. Rockstar has never blinked in the spotlight. Provocation is the brand, and GTA 6 arrives loaded with cultural flashpoints. That provocation isn't a bug, it's how GTA stays culturally central, generating conversation, controversy, and relevance far beyond gaming. There's a deeper artistic ambition visible here too. The Red Dead Redemption 2 influence suggests GTA 6 will pair its satire with genuine emotional depth, the Jason and Lucia love story, the human cost of chasing the dream. That combination, sharp cultural critique wrapped around a real emotional core, is what separates a great work from a mere product. GTA 6 has the chance to be both the most commercially successful and the most culturally resonant entry in the series, satire and sincerity operating at the same time. That's a level few games even attempt, let alone reach. And here's why the cultural dimension is essential to understanding GTA 6's impact. A game can break sales records and be forgotten. GTA endures because it says something, because it captures its moment so precisely that it becomes a time capsule people return to for years. GTA 6 will define how this era of American culture is remembered in gaming, the age of the feed, the influencer, the endless scroll. Long after the launch numbers are history, GTA 6 will stand as the definitive satirical portrait of the 2020s. That cultural staying power, more than any record, is what makes a game truly change the medium. Now let's confront the controversy that always follows GTA. GTA has been gaming's favorite moral panic since 1997, and GTA 6 will reignite that machine on the biggest stage the series has ever had. From the beginning, the franchise attracted controversy like a lightning rod: the violence debates, the congressional hearings, the lawsuits, the politicians holding up the games as evidence of society's decline. GTA became a symbol in the culture wars over media and violence, condemned by figures who often hadn't played it. That controversy is as much a part of the GTA story as the gameplay, and GTA 6 arrives primed for a fresh round of it. The new flashpoints are already visible, and they're incendiary. GTA 6's satire of influencer culture will offend the influencers who profit from covering it, a media ecosystem biting the hand that promotes it. Its female protagonist, Lucia, will become culture war ammunition from every direction, praised and attacked for reasons that have nothing to do with the actual character. Its Florida setting parodies a state at the center of America's political battles. Each of these is a ready-made outrage cycle, and GTA 6 packs several into one release. The controversy isn't a risk Rockstar fears, it's practically baked into the design. Here's the counterintuitive truth about GTA and controversy: it has always helped. Every moral panic, every politician's condemnation, every breathless news segment about the dangers of the game functioned as free, massive advertising. The controversy around earlier GTA titles drove curiosity and sales, turning critics into unwitting marketers. Rockstar learned long ago that being the game respectable society disapproves of is a powerful brand position. GTA 6's controversies won't hurt it. They'll amplify it, extending its reach into audiences and news cycles that pure gaming coverage could never touch. Expect the familiar ritual to play out at maximum scale. Think pieces analyzing the game's violence, its politics, its portrayal of women, its satire. Outrage cycles that flare and fade. At least one politician or public figure condemning the game on a platform whose coverage functions as advertising. Debates about whether it goes too far, whether it's art or exploitation, whether it reflects or corrupts the culture. All of it generating conversation, all of it keeping GTA 6 in headlines, all of it selling more copies. It's a ritual gaming has watched before, and GTA 6 will stage the biggest performance of it yet. There's a more serious dimension worth acknowledging, though. As games become the dominant cultural medium, the scrutiny they attract becomes more legitimate and more consequential. GTA 6 will face real conversations about representation, about the ethics of its satire, about what it means for the most popular entertainment product in the world to portray the things it portrays. Some of that criticism will be reflexive moral panic. Some of it will be thoughtful and worth engaging. Distinguishing between the two is part of taking games seriously as a mature art form, which is exactly the status GTA 6's scale demands. But here's the bottom line on controversy and why it feeds the phenomenon. GTA 6 is too big, too anticipated, and too culturally embedded to be derailed by outrage. The controversies will come, they'll generate noise, and they'll ultimately amplify the game's reach and cement its cultural relevance. Rockstar has weathered every moral panic for a quarter-century and emerged bigger each time. GTA 6 will be no different. The controversy is just another engine driving it deeper into the culture. Being the game everyone argues about is, and has always been, a position of enormous power. Now let's bring it all together and talk about the legacy, how GTA 6 will define an entire era of gaming. Let's talk about legacy, because GTA 6 isn't being built to dominate a season or a year. It's being built to define an entire era of gaming, the way GTA 5 defined the last one. Consider what GTA 5 accomplished. It launched in 2013 and remained culturally and commercially dominant until GTA 6's arrival, 12 years, 3 console generations, hundreds of millions of players. It wasn't just a great game. It was the defining game of its whole generation, the one everyone played, the shared cultural reference point. GTA 6 is engineered to claim that same throne for the next decade and beyond. Think about the timeframe that implies. If GTA 6 follows GTA 5's trajectory, and everything suggests it's built to exceed it, the game launching this November could still be the biggest game on Earth in 2038 or beyond. The children who will grow up on GTA 6 haven't been born yet. It's designed not as a product you finish and shelve, but as a place you inhabit for a decade, updated and expanded continuously. That kind of longevity transforms a game from entertainment into infrastructure, a permanent fixture of the cultural landscape that a whole generation grows up inside. The expansion potential extends the legacy further. Insiders have hinted at map expansions, new cities and regions added to Leonida over time, finally delivering what GTA Online fans always wanted. Single-player DLC, abandoned after GTA 5, is reportedly back on the table. This means GTA 6 isn't a fixed thing but a growing one, a world that could expand for years, each edition renewing interest and extending its dominance. A game that keeps getting bigger doesn't fade, it compounds, staying relevant and profitable long after a normal title would have run its course. That's how you define a decade. GTA 6's legacy will also be measured in influence, in how it changes everything around it. Every open-world game after it will chase its density and fidelity. Its pricing will reshape the market. Its online model will be imitated across the industry. Its technical achievements will become the baseline. Its cultural satire will stand as the definitive portrait of the 2020s. Long after launch, GTA 6 will be the reference point, the game others are compared to, the standard the whole medium orients around. That kind of gravitational influence is the truest measure of a work that changes its art form. There's a generational legacy dimension that's genuinely moving. GTA 5 was a formative experience for a whole cohort of players, the game of their youth. GTA 6 will be that for the next generation, and for many older players, it'll be a rare shared experience across age groups, parents and children playing the same cultural landmark. Few pieces of entertainment achieve that kind of cross-generational reach. GTA 6 is positioned to be a game that families, friend groups, and entire online communities organize shared memories around, for years. That human legacy outlasts any sales figure. Here's the ultimate measure of GTA 6's legacy, and why it will change gaming forever. It represents the peak of a certain kind of ambition, the belief that a video game can be the biggest, most technically advanced, most culturally significant piece of entertainment on the planet. If GTA 6 delivers, it proves that games have fully arrived as the dominant art form and commercial force of the century, capable of things no other medium can match. GTA 6's legacy won't just be that it was the biggest game ever. It'll be that it marked the moment gaming became, unambiguously, the center of the culture. Now let's address the honest question underneath all this hype: can it possibly live up to it? Let's be honest and confront the question skeptics are right to ask: can any game possibly live up to this much hype? It's a fair challenge. No product in entertainment history has carried expectations this heavy. 13 years of waiting. World records broken before launch. A fan base that has mythologized every pixel. When anticipation reaches this altitude, disappointment becomes a real risk, and the internet, which does not do moderation, will crown GTA 6 a masterpiece and declare it a letdown simultaneously, within hours of launch. So let's take the doubts seriously rather than dismiss it. There are genuine risks, and I won't pretend otherwise. The technical promises might not fully survive contact with real gameplay on 5-year-old hardware. The systems shown in trailers might reveal limitations over 40 hours that a 90-second reel concealed. The story might not land for everyone. The online might launch rough, as GTA Online famously did. And the sheer weight of expectation means that even an excellent game could be judged harshly against an impossible standard. Anyone telling you GTA 6 is guaranteed to be flawless is selling something. Uncertainty is real, and honesty demands acknowledging it. But here's the case for optimism, and it's grounded in evidence rather than faith. Everything verifiable points the right way. 2 trailers of genuinely record-shattering quality, running on standard hardware. A cast with more written depth than any previous Rockstar game. A map that turns a whole state into a playground. Systems that address the exact criticisms players had of GTA 5. And a studio with a 2-decade streak of delivering genre-defining masterpieces, which took multiple public delays on the chin rather than ship early. The track record isn't a guarantee, but it's the best evidence available, and it all points one direction. Consider the asymmetry of the bet. For GTA 6 to disappoint at the level its harshest skeptics fear, Rockstar would have to break a pattern they've sustained for 20+ years across multiple generation-defining games. That's not impossible. Studios lose their touch, ambition outruns execution, but it would be historically unusual. The far more likely outcome, based on everything we can actually observe, is a game that ranges from very good to genuinely revolutionary. The realistic debate isn't masterpiece or disaster. It's great or generational. Those are good odds by any measure. There's also a crucial distinction between the game and the phenomenon. Even in the unlikely event that GTA 6 underdelivers creatively, the commercial and cultural phenomenon we've spent this hour documenting is already locked in. The records, the sales, the industry impact, the cultural moment, those flow from demand that already exists and cannot be undone by a mixed review. GTA 6 will change gaming forever as a business and cultural event regardless of whether it's a perfect game. The phenomenon is guaranteed. Only the artistic verdict remains genuinely uncertain. So here's my honest final position on the hype question. GTA 6 doesn't need to be perfect, it needs to be undeniable, and everything Rockstar has shown suggests they understand exactly what's at stake. Keep your excitement, but keep an asterisk too. Wait for hands-on reviews before declaring it the greatest game ever, and give it room to be excellent rather than flawless. The most likely reality is a game that mostly lives up to the impossible hype, occasionally exceeds it, and here and there falls short of it. That would still be one of the greatest achievements in the history of the medium. Now let's bring this whole hour home. Let's pull the whole picture together, because over this hour we've assembled something remarkable, a portrait of a video game that functions as a force of nature. We started with records already broken before launch, 93 million trailer views in a day, world records set with marketing alone. We saw sales projections from cautious analysts that sound like fantasy: $1 billion in a day, tens of millions of copies, revenue beyond any entertainment product in history. We examined $1 billion budget, the most expensive entertainment product ever made, and a price debate that could reset the whole market. We looked at launch day as a genuine cultural event: productivity dips, sold-out consoles, record streaming, a moment when a video game becomes the biggest thing on earth. We saw an entire industry rearranging its schedule out of fear, competitors fleeing GTA's excess gravity, and a new standard being set that every studio will be measured against. We traced the 13-year wait that supercharged demand, and the delays that somehow deepened trust rather than eroding it. Every thread pointed the same direction: this is not a normal product, and normal rules do not apply to it. We explored the online money machine, the accidental billions of GTA Online, and a purpose-built successor engineered to earn multiples of that over a decade. We examined the technical leap that made people refuse to believe the trailers were real, and how it resets the baseline for the entire medium. We considered the cultural mirror GTA holds up, this time to the age of the algorithm, the influencer, the endless feed. And we confronted the controversy that always follows, and always, paradoxically, amplifies. Every one of these forces compounds the others. And we were honest about the risk that no game may be able to fully satisfy expectations this enormous, that real uncertainties remain until the game is in players' hands. But we found that the phenomenon itself is already locked in, independent of the artistic verdict, and that the evidence points overwhelmingly toward a game ranging from great to generational. The realistic question isn't whether GTA 6 succeeds. It's how completely it dominates. That's an extraordinary thing to be able to say about any piece of entertainment before it's even released. So step back and see what all of this actually means. GTA 6 sits at the intersection of the biggest commercial launch in history, a generational technical leap, a decade-defining cultural moment, and an industry-reshaping business model, all in a single release. No other entertainment product combines all of those at this scale. That convergence is why analysts talk about it like a natural phenomenon, why competitors fear it, why the world is watching. GTA 6 isn't just the biggest game. It's the moment gaming's full cultural and economic power becomes impossible for anyone to ignore. That's why GTA 6 will change gaming forever. Not because of any single feature, but because it will prove, commercially, technically, culturally, that video games have become the dominant entertainment medium of the century, capable of an event no film, album, or show could match. On November 19, 2026, the biggest entertainment launch in human history arrives, and the whole world will watch a video game take center stage. Whatever happens next, we are living through a milestone in the history of the medium, and you'll be able to say you understood exactly why it mattered. Now let me leave you with a final thought. Here's the final thought I want to leave you with. 13 years ago, when GTA 5 launched, almost nobody predicted it would still be the biggest game in the world over a decade later, or that its online mode would earn billions, or that its shadow would stretch across an entire generation of gaming. We underestimated it. The lesson of GTA 5 is that this franchise doesn't just meet expectations, it quietly redraws the map of what's possible, and then dominates the new territory for years. With GTA 6, we are watching that happen again, in real time, on an even larger scale. What makes this moment special is that you get to witness it knowingly. Most people will experience GTA 6's launch as noise, a big game, a lot of hype, some records. But you now understand the machinery underneath, the records, the economics, the industry fear, the cultural weight, the legacy being built. You'll watch launch day not as a spectator but as someone who understands the forces at play, who can see the milestone for what it is. That understanding turns a game release into a front-row seat at a genuine turning point in entertainment history. Not many get that. Think about the scale of what's converging on one date. The most anticipated product in entertainment. The most expensive ever made. The largest pre-sold audience ever assembled. A generational technical leap. A decade-defining cultural statement. An industry-reshaping business model. All of it arriving on November 19, 2026, in a single release, on the consoles in millions of living rooms. There has never been a convergence like this in the history of the medium, and there may never be another. We happen to be alive for the biggest one, and that's genuinely something worth appreciating. Whatever GTA 6 turns out to be when the reviews land, whether it's merely excellent or truly revolutionary, its impact on gaming is already assured. It will be the game that proved this medium can command the world's attention like nothing else, the release that marked gaming's arrival at the absolute center of the culture. Years from now, we'll talk about the GTA 6 launch the way people talk about landmark cultural events, the moment everything shifted. And you'll remember you saw it coming, and understood exactly why it mattered, before it happened. So mark the date, November 19, 2026. PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. The biggest, most anticipated, most scrutinized entertainment product ever made. The wait is almost over, the phenomenon is already unstoppable, and the whole world is about to watch a video game change gaming forever. Whatever you're playing between now and then, keep this moment in mind, because we're living through the peak of what this medium can be, and that's a rare and remarkable thing to experience. If this hour gave you a new way to see GTA 6, not just as a game, but as the phenomenon it truly is, then do me a favor. Like the video so it reaches the next person who wants to understand what's really happening. Subscribe, because between now and launch I'm covering every angle of this game, the history, the map, the characters, the systems, and everything in between, all on the channel right now. And drop one thought in the comments, do you think GTA 6 will actually live up to all of this? I'll be reading them. Thank you for giving me an hour of your time. I'll see you on November 19th, and I'll see you in Vice City.